It starts out with me looking in the mirror. I'm still here and I don't understand. It's been a whole week. 7 days gone by. Now I'm supposed to just live a new life. Close the chapter on this part of my life. For the first time I can actually see what I look like. Bronze skin. Black under my eyes. Black hair that's all ratted and tatted. I feel like I'm still a mess. I have nothing left to give for myself. Nothing left to say to anybody or any walking vessel. I mean, how could I? It feels like I'm really out of breath. For the first time, the anxiety, it really starts to pick up as I'm standing in the mirror. Tears, they begin to flow so heavy because I'm still remembering that day, as if hopefully it was just a nightmare. I'm truly troubled right now. I'm feeling like I've done everything I could, but nothing seems to help right now. Nothing seems to give understanding to how I feel, or what I think, or what can be real. I'm just tired of these emotions. I'm tired of feeling like there's nothing else left. That everything I ever fought for, the state championship, to graduate with honors, to show everybody that I'm meant to be something. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe it was just some fabricated thought that was just supposed to go away. Maybe it's me and my troubled mind and all these lies, and maybe it was just some dream I never woke up from. But I'm still here, looking in the mirror. I'm seeing myself, just a boy right now, trying to understand what I'm to do when I just lost. When I just had to watch everything I've ever known walk out of my life. I can tell you I'm torn right now. It's been exactly 1 week. Now today is November 20th, 2006. I can't explain anymore. I can't give you words or feelings of what's going on right now. I'm really feeling like everything is destroying me right now. We have our first meet today, and I have to go back to school. I was a team captain, and I was fighting for the championship. I'm ranked number 1 in the state right now, and yeah, I was feeling happy. But at the same time, I was feeling broken. Torn down, ripped apart. Because nothing seemed to make sense to me, nothing at all. I mean, yeah, I wanted to win it so bad, but not as bad as I do now. I told myself that day as I was still staring in the mirror. I made that promise at that very moment that I was going to win it all. That I was going to do it for her. That I was going to do it for this family. That I was going to do it because I knew I was the most earning of it. I deserved it. That this time nothing was going to stop me. Getting ready, I knew that everything that I did, everything that I said, I had to overcome. I had to win at any cost. I had to prove why I was going to be boss. So here I go. I slipped on my pants. Tears still running down my face. I just don't know if this is going to make me right or if this is going to help me at all. I don't know if this is what I want out of life. But I know that I'm not giving up here. Because Mama wouldn't want me to. Because she told me to give everything I had. Give everything you got. Till your last breath. I guess that's what I should think. I guess that's how I should look at the rest of my life. I mean, this week, I just had troubles getting dressed. I put on my pants, next my shirt, and as I went back to the bathroom to brush my teeth, I started crying again. Again and again, more tears would fall. I thought I was ready for this. I thought I was ready to face all my peers, go back and act like nothing happened, because I know the next day is the day of the wake. And I don't know what else to do. But I put my shirt on anyway. I brushed my teeth as fast as I could because I didn't want to look at myself. I guess it was because I felt like I let my family down. Most of all, I let her down. That feelings, that hurt. It felt like everything that I learned to do never worked. Whether it was to sing a joyous hymn, whether it was to go to the word, whether it was to sing out loud, whether it was to just put on music and just listen, everything seemed to fail me at this time. At least to get my emotions in check. I can't seem to get this. I can't seem to make out what I'm hearing or what I'm feeling. I'm just telling myself, get over it. I'm just telling myself, why am I still bothered by something that I can't change? That maybe this was because she needed healing in a way that I couldn't help. Maybe this is just showing me my failures. But either way, I have to get ready. Going out, I remember sitting at the kitchen table with my backpack, my coat, my shoes on, ready to go. I'm still voiceless right now because I don't know if there's a word in my head that will make sense. So I'm sitting there nonchalant, still feeling my feelings all inside. Then the new guardian comes up to me. She has black hair, glasses, brown eyes. She has bronze skin, just like I. She's a little taller than Mama, maybe 5'5". Something like that. The other man was very gentle with his words, but taller than anything I've ever known or seen, at this point in time at least. 6'2", 6'3", tall man, darker skin. He always liked to wear his hats, and he walked around with the different type of stride like nothing in the world would bother him. But he was always good to us. He said, "Are you ready to go?" At this point, I didn't say anything at all. I just nodded. He asked me once again, "Are you ready to go?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay, grab your stuff." I walked slowly to the door, the garage door. I remember opening the door and my sister was already inside, sitting in the front seat. So I hopped in the back, and I closed my eyes as if I was asleep. But it was like I was daydreaming. I was dreaming of what's to come, and I didn't understand anything, any part of it. I mean, for me, it felt like it was something crazy. I was losing my mind. So I said nothing to nobody. It was about 10 minutes later we arrived at school. The man, the new guardian, said to me, You all have a good day now. It kind of made me smile just because I know he really cared. But right now, I didn't have feelings towards it because I was still angry. Still angry about Mama. Still angry about what happened just 1 week ago. I get out the car and I shut the door. I wave him goodbye and I walk up toward the side doors. Again, I'm taking that deep breath. Anxiety seems to pick up again, and I still haven't mastered this yet. I'm looking around and I'm seeing many people. And I'm trying to hold myself together. I'm trying to keep everything from falling apart inside, but here we go again. I'm a failure. Too many tears begin to fall as I'm walking by and I'm seeing people's faces. I'm trying to get myself together, so I run as fast as I can to the bathroom and wet my whole face, and I tell myself, don't you cry in front of everyone. Don't you dare do it. They're going to look at you as you're weak. Period 1, first bell rings. And that means I'm off to class. At least, I was trying to be. I'm still standing there, like I can't move. And I'm telling myself, get it together. Get it together. Take a breath. Get it together. You know you can do this. You can do it. So I walk as fast as I can to my first class. I sit down and the first thing I hear is, Mr. Roberts, you're late. I quickly apologize. I'm sorry, Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins seems to be somebody who might not be that fond of me, but seems like they want the best for me. So I've always tried in this class because it's something that showed me I could do it. First hour was science. Science always was a class that let me have the hypothesis. Let me come up with an idea and how to execute it. But for some reason, things like physics, it drove me insane. I never knew or understood what it was supposed to mean, but here we go anyways. He pulls out the chemistry books and he starts talking about how one thing leads to another. How something could be different than this. Something could be made from, wow, nothing at all. I'm just so angry that I still have to sit here. But there was this one beautiful girl who sat in front of me, smarter than anything I've ever known. She turns around and says, wow, I'm surprised you're here. And I say, please don't remind me. Please don't tell me about it. I don't want to remember. She says, are you okay? No. But I'm trying to be. So I'm now fighting back and forth, and now I'm just feeling like I can't handle it at all. Again, I pull my cloth hat over my face as it begins to flow with and run with tears. My professor says, Mr. Roberts. What's your name? Lyric. Are you awake? No. I'm not awake. You see my mouth moving. That was my response that day. I'm mad at the world. I don't know if everyone else can tell. I'm very frustrated because I just feel like I don't want to be here. He says to me, Lyric, I know a lot has happened in your life. I know you've been through a lot. And I understand if you need a moment. But you can't look asleep, okay? I knew I should have just responded better, but I slammed my hands on the desk with my fists balled up, and I said, "No, it's not fair. You don't understand, so how could you care?" I guess this is what it really means when you're looking around and everything seems to take control. I said, "I'm sorry. I did not mean that. I'm just still feeling the effects of Mama being gone." At that moment, everyone paused. It seemed like I was the center of attention, and at this point, for the first time ever, I really didn't want to be. I closed my eyes, and he said, "Young man, I can't say that I understand, but I hear you. So take the time you need." I sat back down in my desk, and usually I'd feel like this is a battle won, but not this time. I felt like every part of me was gone. Every part of me was torn up, ripped apart, for reasons I don't know. But I guess here I go anyways. I guess this is everything that I've ever learned, I've ever shown. This is everything that's taken the best from me. So finally, the class period ends. And I'm going to my next class, and instead, I go speak to some friends in the commons. There was this lady, short, brown hair, light tan skin, Mexican woman. At this time, I can't recall the name because everything's so jumbled up inside my mind. But she was really nice to me because she knows what happened. She didn't make me go back to class. She said, "It's okay. You can sit here. I'll let them know that you're here in school, but you just need the minute." I said, "Thank you." Her voice always had this accent with a twist. I knew she wasn't from here, but she was one of the people that helped keep us together. At least when we were at school. I don't know what I would have done with she wasn't there. I get up, and now this is how fast, with a blink of an eye, I'm in 7th period. That's my JROTC class. And I'm supposed to be the leader of this class. Right now, there's so many people that try to challenge you, try to make you forget. But I'm at the last class, and I'm like, okay, we're almost done. This little punk walks up to me and has the nerve to say to me, "I heard your mom died. Maybe it was for the best." All I thought was, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to rip his very head off his redhead shoulders. This little punk will never say this to me again. So I punched him dead in his face. Laid him on the ground. I began to just attack and attack and attack and attack. Even though I know in that one hit I already won. He said to me, "I was just kidding. I was just kidding. Please stop hitting me." I said, don't you dare in your life speak about my mother again in my presence." And I let him go, and I got up. I walked the other way because I knew I was somewhat wrong, but it felt so good. I don't remember what else to take out of this, but I felt like I got to finally take my aggression out on him. The bell rings and the sergeant leading the course walks up to me. Sergeant Fang. Sergeant Fang walks up with a fast pace and he says, "You! And you know who I'm talking to." I stopped, dead in my tracks. He said, "Come with me." I slowly begin to walk with him to the office, and he takes a right. I walk with him, and he says, "Sit down." Right now, we're at his desk. And Sergeant Fang wasn't always easy to hear. I mean, his words were very moving, emotional, and touched you a lot. Then the major comes in. I thought, I'm going to be suspended for this. The major and the sergeant were both looking at me. Major Jones and Sergeant Fang both staring at me for about 1 or 2 minutes, not knowing what to say. At least that's what it seemed like. Major Jones speaks up and says, "I'm not wronging you for what you did, considering I would have punched the kid dead in his face too. We're calling you down here because you're a leader, and leaders cannot make decisions or irrational decisions when they're angry. You should have walked away. I hope you know that." My response is, I think I did the right thing by beating in his face. He'll never say or speak to me like that again. Isn't that right? He said, "No, you're not right." Sergeant Fang jumps in and says, "When I was leading troops, people, they said the wrong things many times. And yes, at times I reacted the same way. But you're different. You're meant to be different. That's why we're here today." I took a deep breath, slowly, and I knew that this was my voice of reasoning. This was my way of reckoning of what I did, and I didn't get in trouble. Wow. I guess people do care. That was the feeling right here. Now, off to your athletics, and you better not disappoint. I said, "Yes, sir. I will not." I got up and I gave a salute. That shows honor to who is teaching you or who's ahead of you. That's what must be done. I saluted him. I about-faced and walked away. Now it's on to wrestling. This is where I know I'm going to show my best. End of chapter 2.